Hey guys, so here we have Subaru WRX STI BRZ FRS reverse lockout shifter assembly. This is specific for cars with the reverse lockout. So here I have a customer's knob where he has the engraving on it, and we need to turn around and set it up so that the engraving is facing us when we're in the car. So on some of my knobs, like this one here, this is for a TC, I'm able to turn around and put a set screw in. So what that set screw is that you have a screwdriver and you could tighten it or recess it in the shift knob to sit up and down, higher or lower, and to adjust the pattern. For sphere knobs on the FRS, BRZ, STI and all that, because they're not as tall as, say, this knob, it's very hard to get a set screw in there because of the height of this threaded part. So if I were to turn around and put a set screw in there, the set screw would have to be like 1 millimeter, and it's just not good enough for me. So I came up with a different way of using 2 flat washers. So all you have to do is spin one on and then spin the other one on. Alright, and you're going to take, you need 3/4 inch open-end wrenches, and then you're going to take the bottom one and hold it, and then tighten the top one to the bottom one, just like that. Now for me it's a little bit harder because this moves, but when it's in the car it's pretty simple. So then you take your knob and you screw it on just like you normally would. Alright, so right now we don't have the engraving, it's actually facing directly towards me. So what that means is that the nut has to come off by probably a 1/4 turn. So there's a few ways. You could turn around and take a pen and mark how it sits right now so that you know how much it needs to move. So I'm just going to mark the front here to know that that is where I started. And I believe I need to go a 1/4 turn, so I'm just going to loosen this and give it that 1/4 turn. Then I'm going to take both wrenches again, while keeping the top one on that 1/4 turn. I'm going to tighten the bottom one to it and make it snug. Because if you don't make it snug, when you twist the shift knob on, it's just going to spin that down. So then, again, turn around, go like that. So I'm still, looks like I'm about another 1/4 turn off. So you just have to play around with it. So again, I'll just turn around and loosen the top one. So I've kept that mark, so I know that I started there. Now I'm coming down. Now I've gone from the top to the bottom. So again, I will hold the top one, and then I will tighten the bottom one to the top one. Alright. And then you just try it again. So now that's straight. We've gone just a little bit too far. Right? So we just undo it again. And now we know that when I'm looking at this, and now that I see that I'm looking at it, I was actually off by a little bit. So now I will loosen the top one and then tighten the bottom one. Put that line back down, all right, to the bottom where it should be, and then tighten the bottom one to the top one again. Now holding the top one in place, I'm going to tighten the bottom one to the top one. All right, so there we go. And try the shift knob again. And we'll all be. We've got it lined up perfectly. So when installing this, it is time consuming. It might take you, this video is at 6 minutes now. I'm fighting this thing wandering around and not having a solid work base. But that's how I would do it. Put the nuts on first, put the shift knob on, see where your pattern is, mark it, and then adjust it as you go around. That way it gives you a centering point so that you know how much you've already turned around and lifted. Always put the nuts all the way down because you have this much left, and then with each quarter turn, it adjusts the shift knob. You just have to play around with it. I had another way that was more challenging, where you would put this onto it and then screw the shift knob onto this, and I wasn't happy with it. There are other companies out there, they do it this way and they've had pretty good success. And then there's other companies who turn around and they have an adapter that goes on, and then they have a screw that comes in. It's so cool, but for this purpose, with the sphere, there's not enough room, really, on this to turn around and have it so that you could have the screw in the top to adjust it. I'm always looking at new ideas, so if you guys have any ideas, send them my way to make this a lot simpler, but that's what I've come up with. And with anything, you know, shift knobs, extension rods and all that stuff, turn around and putting a little bit of Loctite on there never hurts. Don't use the red, use the blue, and you know, you'll be on your way. It's just a matter of just playing around with it. So, you know, shift knob screws on, it goes super tight, like I'm a strong guy. It's on there pretty good. Reverse lockouts in. We're good to go. So yeah, there you go. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll answer them, or send me an email, carguysgarage@gmail.com, and I'll hook you up. All right, later guys.